Hello, this is John Piper with the weekend video, and it's Saturday the 5th of August. I thought I'd reiterate some of the basics of what I do for new subscribers. Basically, I use the Elliott wave theory in the main. I also use trend lines, as you can see by these lines on the charts. But the Elliott wave theory is my primary mode of analysis. And the theory is quite simple in the sense that it states that impulsive moves form 5 waves. So here we have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4 and a 5. I think it's quite hard to count that any other way, in fact. I mean, you'll point out that the 1 and 2 wave are quite small compared to the third one in particular. The third one's always the longest, or at least generally the longest. And these are quite big. But if we adjust this to a logarithmic chart, which you'll see that in fact they're not, in fact the fifth wave is smaller than the first wave on a logarithmic basis, meaning the percentage gain is less here than it is here in effect. I prefer to use non-logarithmic charts, but that's just my preference. Let me see, I'm going to go back to the arithmetic chart. Okay, so in this case, I've got 5 waves up, which is the impulsive move. Then you see 3 waves down, A, B, C, which is a corrected move. And this sequence continues, pretty much ad infinitum. It's not always easy to see the sequence. It's not always that clear a count. Sometimes you do get difficulties in seeing what's actually going on. Let me just shrink this slightly. So I mean, this is a very corrected move. You see everything overlaps. It's a 5-part move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's no distinction between the waves. They're not their own individual waves, as we saw with the 5 waves coming in. Go back to that again. I go back to the chart. So we've got the 5 waves up, and we've got the A, B, C down to here. That takes us to the end of 2022. Now, since then, it's got a bit messy. It's going to be a more detailed chart. Last 6 months. Just shrink that slightly. Right, so we saw the 2 wave here. We just looked at that. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So clearly impulsive. A, B, C. Correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's a nice. You see, there's a sharp. Consists of sharp moves. 1 and 2. They go places quickly. Whereas the corrections diddle around a bit, so A, B, C, D, E. It's not really doing much. It's all jagged action. So that's another distinguishing mark between the impulsive action and the correction. So again, we blip up here, 5 waves, and now we're seeing a correction. Now my expectation is that we're now going to see a stronger rally, because the third waves are always the strongest, as we can see here, and we've got the 1 and a 2. And I believe this is 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and this is 1 of 3 of 3. So right now, this is the third of a third coming in, and that should be a very sharp move, which will take us possibly to new highs, possibly new all-time highs for Bitcoin. So I'm looking for a pretty solid rally, which will certainly draw a lot of attention into this particular market, I think. It's possible we have a bit further to go. I mean, we haven't got to look at this very short term, actually, go down to a 5-day chart. I mean, it's pretty good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, perhaps 4, and so 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. Very small 4th wave though. Possible 5 to there, A, B, C to here. So that's correction. A, B, C to there, and then final 5 here. So this does count quite well as the low, and the next leg could be fairly impressive to the upside. Ethereum is similar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's an irregular ABC, A, B made new highs, down again to here, go down to a very short term chart, 5 days might do that one. Slightly more inclusive. So 1, 2, 3. So we haven't seen the 5 here, which is some concern. This looks like it may just be a correction, an ABC in fact. But we have got these various spikes coming in here, showing there is buying force around this point. The market it keeps rejecting price around 1800. So that's a positive sign. We could do with a more serious thrust up at this point, I think, to confirm this position on Ethereum. Looking at gold, we have this potential rally coming in here. This has gone a bit too far now for a fourth wave. It's taken out the wave 1 peak. Hard to count it any differently though. But it's possible the 1 wave is actually to here, and this is a 2 wave we're seeing now. It all really depends on what we're seeing in the very short term. Let me go down to a 5-day chart again. If this is an impulsive move, it looks promising. Then it doesn't really matter what was gone before so much, because I mean this would be the 4 down there, I think, or maybe the 2, and that would be a 1, and this continues, and the count would be pretty clean. So I'll just adjust that on the overall chart. Right, I'm calling this the 1, and this is an ABC2. But this is dependent on this being impulsive. I mean, it looks pretty impulsive, but it's very short term at the moment. But it's encouraging, and it does. So we could see gold shooting up along this low holds, basically. And just look at the fibs. We have seen this break, this false break below the 61.8% Fibonacci fib, which is also encouraging. I mean, that's a very important level, the fact it's gone down, then buyers will come in is I think a plus point, obviously. So we just need to see this develop some form and a more solid structure to confirm we are going up from here on gold. Gold is similar with quite a nice bounce here, which is probably again near the fib level. Let's put the fib on there, see how it looks. Okay, so we've got the 5 rows up here. I mean, it's not a very clear 5 rows, but 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5, 4, and then a 5. A, B, C, A, B, 5 part C, and this does look pretty good. So again, the count's a bit dithery here, but potentially this is promising. Alright, fortunately now it's pretty negative. We've got the 5 rows down here, A, B, C, 5 rows down here, A, B, C, and this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think that was a wave 1, wave 2 coming in, and the third wave fairly imminent, I would think, on that. That's a pretty clear count here, suggesting that we're going to start to head down again pretty soon if this is a correction, which it looks at the moment. So maybe a retest the 4th wave around here somewhere, and then down we go again. That's still looking highly negative. Yeah, that was a 5th here. Might be seeing an irregular A, B, C here. That could be an A wave perhaps. A, B, C, A, B, C. See it around here perhaps, and we could just break down. It does look rather unsettled right now on the DAX. The Dow, I mean, this is potentially a 5. 1, 2, 3. Little 4 here, 5. That could be a corrective wave 2, but very hard to count this. I thought it could be a third there, perhaps. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. 4, 3 or 3, 4, 3, 5, and 3, that's 5. It's a very messy count. That could be a 1. That's pretty clear in ABC. So this could be a third wave coming in fact. So that is potentially quite a serious count. We could start to motor down quite sharply there. Let's put that count on the chart. Okay, so there's 1 here, 2 here, 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and then this will be if this continues, it is pretty sharp. So it looks like a third wave, and it could start a pretty massive move, I think, on the Dow. Alright, NASDAQ got 5 waves down here. A, B, C, A, B, C. Now we're going down again. Possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a 1 and a 2, and now down again for a third of a third. So again, looking potentially quite negative on the NASDAQ. That's all for today. As usual, back to the report on Tuesday. Have a great day. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.